This is the On to Mark Wrestling Podcast. Kick back and hang with your hosts, Kayode, Lewis, and Joel. Let's mark out.
Oh, yes, y'all. Welcome. Welcome to another episode of On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, episode 142. I'm your boy, Kayode, the producer, joined none other than by the newly renamed, re-gimmicked, repackaged.
Yeah, man.
Joel, the AEW Shill. Joel,
That's
listen,
it, bro.
man.
Listen,
good stuff, man.
for those who've been following, you know, I've been in between gimmicks for a while now. You know, been in catering, backstage. Nobody has anything for me. I've been, you know, just enjoying the free lunches and, you know,
the free lunches.
Because of the news of WWE Radio busted open being rebranded, Pro Wrestling Nation, I should say, being rebranded as WWE Radio. I figured we need some counterbalance out there. So I will from now on be known as the AEW Shill.
I love it. First off, give it up for Joel. He's found himself. He's back. We'll see how long this lasts. You know. But listen, man. We're recording this after Dynamite. Dynamite just ended a really solid Dynamite. I mean, my God, man. Everything from Mercedes and Willow to Kenny and Ospreay.
Yeah.
If they didn't convince you guys or convince us that this pay-per-view is going to be important in a lot of different ways in terms of setting up the future, closing out storylines, maybe some continuation of some, then I don't know what you were watching, because Kenny and Ospreay, they put it out there. Now my concern, Joel, is they got a long time to try to do this. I mean,
32 days. 32 days.
32
it's a pretty
days.
Long time.
That's a long time to
keep
this
hot. We'll see what happens. But as of right now,
you have faith in it.
As of right now, I would say that they have the momentum riding with them right now. Like they kind of just been like steadily 2026, even 2025 with last year's All In. They just been riding this wave, man. And at the same time, the competition has kind of been on a downhill for a while now. So it's like perfect timing for them to be really hitting at all notches. And that Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega promo battle today was perfect. I think that's going to sell some tickets right there. Like that All In, like if you're not excited to see literally two of the best wrestlers that we've ever seen at their, I would say Ospreay is at his prime. Omega might be a little bit past his prime, but he's still one of the best wrestlers ever. So this is going to be an incredible matchup. You know, they're going to put on a 7-star banger of a match, whatever you want to say. And then as you mentioned as well, that Willow Mercedes promo battle on Dynamite as well, man. Like I think a lot of people, myself included, you, Lewis, we were all like, damn, Tekla, we want Tekla because Tekla has had such a great run. But I think this right here kind of sold everyone on it, because you have the perfect babyface, the quintessential babyface in Willow, and you have Mercedes, who's basically like one of the most like hated heels all of a sudden, right? This crowd hated her. Which I kind of love though, because like she's never had the redemption story, right? Like she lost all the belts, but she came back as just herself again. She didn't come back with any lessons learned. So I'm hoping that maybe this is the story they're telling, where maybe she still doesn't win that big one at All In. I could see potentially Willow, because if Willow loses at All In, that's a short run, a 30-day run. Do you really want to do that with someone that you built so high as a babyface? So I could see potentially Willow wins at All In, and Mercedes still needs to tell the story of learning her lesson and finally being embraced by the fans, and then maybe that's when she gets that AEW World title, that title that's been eluding her this whole time.
I love that, because I was thinking the same thing in terms of Willow losing so fast, like, and her being so over, and that lovable baby face that she is. I would want to give her that moment on the biggest stage that the company has, which is All In, and have Mercedes to continue to try to chase that, because Mercedes is going to get it. She's going to hold it for a very long time. But this is, you're riding the wave of a massive face like Willow, and she deserves it, man. She deserves it. She's an AEW original, bro.
Exactly,
let's let her rock with that title. Let her win it at All In. Let it just happen, bro. Like, I just hope. I love that storytelling if they do that. Yeah. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they did pull the trigger on Mercedes and was like, listen, we're just going to run with Mercedes, man. It's about time. Yeah,
but that's the beauty of it right there. It could go either way.
It could go either way. And see, with what AEW is doing, I don't really know which way they're going to go.
Yeah, for sure.
I have no idea.
Think about it. Like a couple of weeks ago, we thought it was going to be, we thought it was a lock, MJF versus Ospreay at All In.
Yeah.
Since then, we had a title change. We had a title defense. We had a kind of a heel turn with Kenny. Is he a heel? Is he a face? Like, we don't even know going into, like, it's beautiful storytelling, because like you said, it keeps you on your toes. You're not sure what's going to happen. When you think they're going to go left, they go right. And it honestly gives a good show. Like, I would say, like, when I watch AEW, and I know my nickname now is AEW Shill, so take this with a grain of salt. But when I watch AEW, in comparison to when I watch WWE, when I'm watching AEW, the show flies by in a good way.
Right.
Like, yes. It literally, today was a 35-minute overrun, and I still couldn't get enough. Like, we were supposed to start recording 35 minutes ago, and I was like, nah, I got to finish watching this segment. This is too good. When it comes to WWE, I can't wait for that episode of Raw to be over. That's how I feel like when I'm watching it.
You're right.
Right. And I don't want to do the comparison thing. I know we do that a lot on this show, but I do have to say, and this is an unofficial haters club right here.
Oh,
that, and I know we're jumping all over the place, but I just have to say this right now. That Danhausen Joe Hendry segment from Monday Night Raw legit made me turn off the TV. I have not done that for an episode of WWE television in a long time. I usually try to.
Are you giving it Basura of the week?
That's Basura of the year, bro. That's Basura of the year. Basura of the year. Like, when we come back.
That's Basura, man.
When we come back, end of the year awards, we're going to have to remember this, because this is Basura of the year right here. Because, man, that was one of the worst segments ever. I don't know what they thought they were going with that. The crowd was confused. Everybody was confused, bro. The crowd was confused. Yeah, Michael Cole and Corey Graves, I'm sorry, because they had to sell the whole thing, and they had to pretend like this was a good segment. It wasn't. Man. It was terrible. I don't know who's writing this stuff. I just don't understand it. Joe Hendry, man, I tried to give him a shot. I tried to give him a chance. I don't think he's working. I'm sorry. I don't think he's working in WWE. Danhausen, he's been entertaining. They're gonna.
He's a cash cow, man.
They're gonna squeeze every last drop out of that cash cow. Mm-hmm. But right now, it feels like they're squeezing him a little too hard, and I don't think it's working, man. That was too much. You just came off the cool MSG segment with the Knicks. That was great. You had Danhausen. That was cool. That made sense.
Yeah.
Like, we should have left it there. Now you doing this whole, why you got to do a concert? Like, what are we doing, man?
It was stupid.
It was stupid. So bad. The crowd was so confused. I literally shut it off. I was like, I could see where this episode of Raw is going. I'm done. I shut it off. I didn't even see the last segments. I don't know what happened. I can't believe that's the go home show for SummerSlam too. I don't know what we're doing over here, man.
Basura.
Yeah, there you go, man. We didn't. I didn't know this was gonna happen. This is an unscripted segment. The Basura of the
AEW
year.
Shill, I gotta get it out, bro.
the Basura of the year goes to Danhausen and Joe Hendry's segment on Raw. Joe, when I saw that, I was flabbergasted at what I was seeing. I didn't. It felt Vince, but bad Vince. Like it felt so bad.
Yeah.
And there's no way they thought that was good in the back. And also, like you said, with Joe Hendry, I tried, man. You know, the crowd seems to just be into the song, but dude, it's just it ain't working. It ain't working. I don't know. Oh man. Well, listen, we went off on a little tangent, but rightfully so. It's been a very interesting week of wrestling. But I wanted to get to talking a little bit about Redemption, post Redemption. AEW's Redemption happened on Sunday, Joel.
Yes, sir.
And let's just say for AEW, we all kind of, you, me, and Lewis, we all kind of came to the conclusion it was our least favorite AEW show, but still scored very high.
Yeah.
In terms of grading it, I gave it a B. I think Lewis was at like a solid B plus.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, man, the worst part of the show, and I'm gonna give, man, it's a lot of basuras today.
That's basura, man.
I'm gonna give it to that Montreal crowd.
Yeah.
That crowd was in a Catholic church. I don't know what was happening.
Yeah,
they weren't.
Yeah,
bro, what was that? Like, what's your thoughts on Redemption, man? Give whatever you want to talk about, man.
Yeah, for sure. Redemption was, like you said, I think it was a solid B plus around there. And it's crazy because AEW pay-per-views are so good that a show that had 3 title changes and like a really good main event segment that like is basically led into Dynamite this week and is leading into All In. We have a lot of stories going into All In now because of this pay-per-view. So it was needed, I think. It could have been maybe like a weekly special, one of those Dynamite specials instead of a full-blown pay-per-view, I think. Yeah. But it was still really good. The action was really good. But like you said, that crowd, man, I don't know what was going on. I texted you guys, but they were only popping for the Canadians. Like it was like the most.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It was like the most like they were just so prideful in Canadians for some reason. Like Speedball got like one of the hugest pops of the night. Obviously, he's from Montreal, so that makes sense. And then I think the next biggest pops were like Cope and Christian and Kenny Omega, like only the Canadians. Like those are the only people that were allowed to get pops on this on this show for some reason. And you know what? It kind of reminded me of a WWE style crowd where it felt like they were sitting on their hands for the most part, just waiting for the finishes, waiting for the entrance musics. I don't know if that is an arena that AEW runs a lot. Maybe that's an arena that WWE tends to run. I don't know, but it seemed like a very WWE crowd where they weren't like perfect example today in Detroit. That was one of the hottest crowds AEW has had. And that's usually how AEW pay-per-view crowds are, where it's like from the beginning to the end, you are nonstop screaming. Like we all went to Double or Nothing, the 3 of us, and I lost my voice the next day just from the amount of screaming and cheering and doing all the chants and all that stuff. And that was not the case on Redemption. It was more like, okay, yeah, cool, Speedball's out. And then it was like, all right, we're not going to say anything until Speedball wins the ladder match. Like there's all these awesome spots in that ladder match. And it was just like quiet. And it was like, damn, you could tell that I feel like even if the crowd was a little better, we would all be rating this pay-per-view a little higher. But just because the crowd was so quiet, it kind of brought down the vibes of like everything. So like, it just made everything seem like, this is okay. But it wasn't the best AEW pay-per-view.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. But like you said, man, still hit on a lot of different it checked a lot of boxes, lots of exciting title changes, but man, that crowd, I have a feeling, and we were talking about this on when we were messaging each other, man, I just have a feeling that they probably won't run that place often.
Yeah, not for pay-per-view at least. Yeah,
not for pay-per-view, bro. Not for pay-per-view. Anything stand out to you with Redemption in terms of, other than like the crowd?
Yeah,
was there a hot moment for you?
I mean, shout out to Bandito and Kyle Fletcher. That was a really good match. I think that was probably my match of the night. I really like the main event as well. I think Kevin Knight proved that he could belong in that main event title scene. He's incredible at selling, man. Like he reminds me of like a
yes.
He reminds me of like a Dolph Ziggler type, where like every time he gets hit, it looks like he's like dead. Like those knee strikes that Kenny was hitting, and I really, honestly, I really loved Kenny in this match because he was playing like a little bit of a heel, kind of like he was like shushing the crowd so that they could hear how hard the strikes were. He was talking smack to Kevin Knight, saying that you can never be me, you'll never be me. It was like, okay, we're getting that cleaner back. So it was like, it was cool. Yeah. They were hinting towards what was going to happen at the end of the show, which was awesome. So that was a really good match. I would say those two matches were my favorite. The ladder match was incredible as well. And then it was cool to see AEW giving a shot to Maya World, man. Like I wasn't expecting her to get a title so quick. But here we are. She's the new TBS champion. I don't mind it. I think Sheeta only had like a 25-day run or whatever, but I think it seems like she's in like the veteran stage of her career where she's willing to put people over. So, hey, you got to make new stars sometimes. So I would say that's probably the theme of that pay-per-view, because you had Maya World win the TBS title, you had Willow win the World Championship, obviously, and then that Kevin Knight main event. So like they were obviously had a theme of the night of like, hey, we're gonna make new stars tonight, and I think they succeeded for sure.
Yeah, and I definitely think I think maybe they're also listening to a sector of the audience or of the fan base by pushing 3 Black stars as well,
for sure.
Right? Which is amazing to see. You know what I'm saying? And they're all doing amazing things, holding titles on TV weekly and killing it. So I shout out to them, man.
Man, speaking of that too.
Yeah.
Tonight on Dynamite, we just got new trios champions.
Yeah.
Ricochet and The Demand. Honestly, AEW got a lot of Black champions right now. Shout out to AEW.
They got a lot. Give it up to AEW. They got a lot of Black champions.
We're not even
doing their thing.
We're not even counting Ring of Honor too. You got Athena. You got Leo Rush as a champion. You got Red Velvet as a champion. So yeah, hell yeah. AEW. It's for us, yo.
AEW. for us, by us, right?
Yeah. That's gonna be their new. Instead of for the sickos, it's gonna be for us, by.
For real. Listen, shout out to AEW, man. Tony is definitely on Black Twitter right now as we speak. So shout out to Tony. But Joe, we got to talk about, man, this weekend. We got a huge WWE, well, supposed to be huge WWE PLE. We have SummerSlam, Minneapolis, right? It is in Minneapolis, right? I'm just making sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's Minneapolis. And when I tell you that the desperation and the embarrassment that must have came from the lack of ticket sales on both nights, fans are just not clamoring or rushing to go to this show. I'm looking at the 2-night card, Joel. Night 1 seems to be the big night. Punk Cody, Brock Oba, Liv Io, Gunther Aldis might be the sleeper, actually.
Yeah.
Usos and Fatu versus Keys, Knight, and Sikoa. And then you got the match no one's really talking about. Fatal Influence versus Nikki, Brie, and Paige. That match, no one has even mentioned that match. And then night 2, bro. Night 2 is trash. Reigns and Seth, which they sold me a little more this past Monday. Finn and Sammy, why? Danhausen and Dom, they regulated the hottest heel last year to a comedy act with Danhausen.
It's got to be John Cena.
And it's money's on a pole match.
Yeah, money's on a pole. Means.
Trick and Baron Corbin? Trick pimp slapped Mello They should have had some massive program between those two.
Oh man.
And then you got Penta versus Gable. I like Gable. I like Penta, but honestly, dude, no one cares about these. These matches could have been on a special, a SmackDown, a main event. Like this is your SummerSlam card.
Yeah, man.
This is painful. Joe, what's your thoughts on this card, bro?
The sad thing here with this card is that on paper, it's not that bad of a card. I think that what's hurting it though is the builds. The builds have been terrible. Like you mentioned Chad Gable and Penta.
Yeah.
Chad Gable was the hottest thing coming out of that El Grande Americano match. People were calling that match of the year. And they have dropped the ball completely with him as soon as he came back to the main roster. Like you had all this momentum with this guy. You changed his music to some trash dad rock music. Like, I don't understand it. You're trying to get this clap over. It's the most inorganic thing. Like the thing with WWE lately is that they're trying to do things. They're trying to push things so that the crowd like gets on and like latches onto it, but it's not organic, and that's the whole thing. They're trying to force organic, and it's not working because we could tell that we could see through it. Like the crowd could see through it. So like maybe eventually people will start doing the clap, but right now it's like, man, what are you doing? Like you had this guy hot as fish grease coming out of the damn El Grande Americano feud, and that match was so good, and all you have to do is literally keep telling that story. But for some reason he shows up, we don't see him. I haven't seen Gable in like 3 weeks. Where's he been? Like I don't get it. They just completely stopped. I think they ran out of build like a couple weeks ago for a lot of these matches. Even Oba and Brock this past Monday. What was that whole weigh-in thing?
It was stupid. It was so
what
stupid.
a waste. Yo, think about the amount of money they wasted on that. They brought the whole Hell in a Cell structure there. They brought it down just for Brock to be like, nah, I'm not going in. Like, what are you doing? This is so random. Like, what? Like, you could tell that they just kind of ran out of ideas, and they're like, all right, whatever. It's on Saturday already. We already. There's nothing else we could do to sell this. Whoever buys it, buys it. If they don't buy it, whatever. And that's how they feel. And it's like, okay, that's how I feel about it. And honestly, for the first time, and as long as I can remember, I probably will not be watching SummerSlam live. I have things to do this weekend. If it was something that I really cared about, I would have, blocked out the time. I got some friends visiting this weekend, so I'm like, man, I'm not going to force them to watch wrestling. They're not really wrestling fans, so I'm just like, I'll catch it. I'll catch the highlights maybe. I'll try to watch the full show the next day or something, but I'm not feeling it. I also feel like I think the fan base and the ticket buyers are feeling like kind of burnt out with these 2-night events. Like that's a lot to ask, like to travel, and now you not only have to have a hotel for one night, you have to have a hotel for another night. Like you're asking a lot from the fans. Like it's not just the ticket price of the venue. You have to eat food at the venue. You have to like this all costs, and it's like WrestleMania wasn't the hottest 2-night show, so now you're trying to sell me on the SummerSlam card that looks as weak or weaker than the WrestleMania card. We saw how WrestleMania was full of ads. So it's like, why would I go buy a SummerSlam ticket? Why would I go out of my way to travel to Minnesota or whatever to see a card that I don't know if it's going to be worth it? So I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot by announcing all these 2-night events. Like I'm hoping that next year they kind of back out and back down from these 2-night events, just keep it at WrestleMania. I don't think every major pay-per-view needs to be 2 nights. Like the perfect SummerSlam card could be like maybe 9 matches. Like it doesn't have to be like that's what I don't get about WWE. Like the regular PLEs are like 4 or 5 matches, right? And then they do these big shows where it's like 7 matches each night. But why can't you just do 7 match cards on your regular PLEs and then 9 match cards for your big PLEs? Like simple as that. And you could, and it's not like the matches are going to be 30-minute long AEW style matches. Most matches are going to be like 10 minutes and under anyway. So like they just I feel like they need to figure out a new balancing. I think they were riding that wave of like WrestleMania 40 and they thought they were hot and they thought nothing could stop them. And now they're kind of realizing like, okay, we might need to back off the pedal a little bit. We need to bring it down. We need to do some changes. hopefully this will be a big event to crown some new people. Like I'm hoping Oba beats Brock. I'm hoping like the newer stars get like a push coming out of this. Because as of right now, like I'm not traveling and buying the ticket to see Cody versus Punk and Roman versus Seth again. Like I know these matches will be good, but it's not something that I'm like clamoring to see. I thought when Roman won that title, I thought we were going to see Roman versus Oba, Roman versus Braun, Roman versus Jacob, which they did do, but now he's part of the bloodline. So it's like, I thought we were going to get these fresh matchups, and instead we're going back to the well. We're doing the same Shield build. We're doing the same thing with the chair to the back. Oh my God, the chair to the back that caused me so much trauma. Bro, it's been 12 years, bro. Go to therapy. Like, go to therapy, Roman. Yo, this man became a whole tribal chief. He terrorized the whole company for 4 years, held the titles, held the titles hostage for 4 years, took his family, made his family bow down to him, all this stuff, just because of a damn chair shot 12 years ago. Like, go to therapy, bro. Yeah, man. It doesn't have to be this way, Roman. Yeah, like, for real. Like, oh, man. But like I said, on paper, this could be a great show, but like the build has just been so lackluster that I kind of feel bad for the roster, man. Like you said, like Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. On any given night, I'm like, wow, that's a dope match. That's a banger match. But right now, it's kind of just thrown together. I know it's like a number one contender match, which is cool. I feel like they don't do that as often, but it's still thrown together. Like it doesn't feel like there's no sauce behind it. There's no juice, man. Yeah, there's no juice. There's no actual feud there. And then even with the main feuds, like I do want to give praise to Cody and Punk because I feel like they've been doing a pretty good build on their side. But when it comes to Roman and Seth, it feels like they've just been kind of just relying on the fact that they have history instead of creating something new. I wish there was more of a actual feud there besides, hey, we were brothers at one point and now we hate each other. Like there's no actual like new tension there. It's just the same thing that they've been beefing over since Seth broke up the Shield. Like you need something new. And I know it's like it's not the easiest thing to come up with something, but like that's your whole job. You're creative, so you should be able to create something that sells me on this match. And right now, I'm just like, okay, they're gonna have a good match, but is anything gonna really matter? Is anything gonna really change after?
Joel, I'm gonna have to vehemently disagree with you, my friend. I don't think this is a good card at all, except for night one. Night one has your bigger stars. But night two is weak for a SummerSlam 2-night massive event that you're charging thousands of dollars for. I'm sorry. These people are great superstars. They're talented, all that good stuff. No one's taking that away from them. But I think I agree. I also agree with you in saying that the build is what's lacked in this, where now it just feels like it's just stuff thrown together, man. Like it just feels like it's thrown together with no sort of meaning behind it. No sort of like you're wasting Dom on Danhausen. Yeah. You got Baron Corbin who came out of nowhere, who is mid at best, going against a massive prospect like Trick, when you could have put Trick in this like blood feud with the guy he betrayed or who betrayed him or whatever. Like, there was stuff behind that. Yeah, and man. They're just giving a, and listen, again, Chad Gable, amazing performer, great wrestler. Penta, exciting, kids love him. He's likable. He's great in the ring. Yeah. But again, the build, and I forgot about a match. I didn't even tell you about this match. It's Charlotte versus Jade,
the ladder match,
versus Chelsea versus Tiffany and a mystery person.
Yeah.
The mystery person. Any thoughts on who could that be?
I think
Jordan Grace, for Christ's sake. No. Who's Jordan Grace? Like, where is she at?
I think it's announced that it's the winner of Lash Legend versus Julia on SmackDown this week will be that fifth person. So it's not even it's not like a big mystery. It's just whoever wins that match.
And this is just for the interim. This is not to make them champ. This is interim. it's whack, bro. I'm sorry, it's whack,
man.
It's whack.
It's
and like you said, man, to buy a ticket, to buy a flight, to get hotel, to get food money, to get a rental car, to then entertain the kids or your wife or your husband throughout the day. Like, it's just the merch. Like, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not worth it, man.
Yeah,
it's not worth it. I don't know.
Yeah, man. And you did touch upon something that I want to talk about real quick. Like, what's going on with Melo, man? Like, should we start the free Melo campaign? Like, does Melo need to get out of WWE? Because they are wasting him, bro. He is extremely talented. He's one of my favorite performers in WWE. I think he always, whenever he has a match, he gives it his all. I think he's pretty good on the mic. And they are wasting him, man. Like you said, why wouldn't you put him in? Like, this is SummerSlam. Why wouldn't you put him in a blood feud match with Trick Williams? Like, he got screwed out of WrestleMania too, because Sami Zayn won his title right before. So like, do they just not believe in Carmelo Hayes? Like, what's going on? Like, he is a great performer, man. If he is ever in if he ever gets to be a free agent and AEW picks him up, you're gonna see that he could do it all. Because I used to see him on the Indies when he was what was his name, Casanova, something like that, and he's been a beast, man. He's always been good. So like, I don't know, man. It's coming to a point where they have so much talent and they just do not know how to use most of it, that I could see a future where WWE is maybe like 20 wrestlers on each brand, and they just cycle those 20 people, and they're just like, whatever, like, these are our 20 guys and these are who we're gonna shove down your throat and you're gonna like it. Like, they're just gonna, like, because like, what's the point of getting all these people and then hoarding them? Like, where's Ilya Dragunov? Where's
Ilya, man?
Where's Jordan Grace?
Grace.
Like, you got Julia, who's one of the best wrestlers in the world. You hardly use her. I just saw a clip that, like, her feud with Kiana James ended on Main Event. Event, bro. Main Event. I didn't even know Main Event was still a show.
Dude.
And that was a feud that was on TV. They had a whole tag team.
And you know what's even worse is that Kiana James has a ton of potential, and people seem to really have gravitated to her, towards her in some of her last few matches that were actually televised. You could tell, like, there was an uprising for Kiana, and Kiana is mega athletic. Got the look.
Yeah,
you could stick her with anybody, put her in a good match, and she'll give it to you. And like you just said, just regulated to Main Event. That's where we're putting, like, there's no, here's the thing. WWE, it's almost like WWE has forgotten how to book wrestling.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
It feels like they have now just become a show. We're putting on a show, and we're just going to put stuff together because we're super hot right now. We got the money already in the bank. You guys are already clamoring for more. You want more from us, and we're going to give it to you the way we want to give it to you. And here's what we're going to give it to, because we know a good segment of you guys are going to pay this money. You're going to fly your dumbasses to Minneapolis. Y'all are going to pay this exorbitant amount for this ticket. And we're going to get you in those seats, and you're going to chant the songs, wave your hands, all that stuff. But no one has a clue about what story is being told, the progression of these athletes, and where they're going after this story, who goes over and why. These fans don't care about them because they're not in tune with what pro wrestling is. So WWE picked up on that, and they were like, you know what? Let's just cater to these guys because they're not really watching. Yeah. And that's why we have Unreal, 3 seasons of Unreal. No, why do we have 3 seasons of Unreal? Because we want to give that, we want that casual fan to take a look and see what we're doing. The main fan, we don't care about that. They're right. You know what I'm saying? And I think what we're going to see, Joel, I'm calling it right now, by the new year, I think we're going to see a shift, not only in tickets, because let me tell you something right now. If Survivor Series doesn't sell pretty decent, they got a problem, right? Because now that's 2 massive pay-per-views or PLEs that have gone back to back that cannot fill out a stadium. that's a problem. They're going to have to reevaluate. So maybe we'll get some lower tickets. Maybe we'll get some better programming. Maybe we'll get some more creative. That's actually creative. Who knows? But I think they're going to have to pivot at some point, man. They're going to have to.
I mean, I hope so, man. Like we always say on the show, we are WWE fans. We grew up WWE fans. I know my name says AEW Shill, but I am a WWE fan as well. And I will continue to support them because I do want them to do well. I don't know if I will continue to watch the shows anymore because I swear after that Danhausen Joe Hendry segment, I think I'm done with WWE television for a while.
Yeah,
and it's crazy because I actually SmackDown last week was pretty good. I really liked SmackDown last week, and I came into this week thinking about, I'm gonna praise WWE on the podcast because I really like SmackDown. And people, I got friends that listen to the show, and they think that we're an AEW heavy show and we're WWE haters and all this stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna prove them wrong. I'm gonna talk about how much I like SmackDown, and then that terrible Raw happened, and now I am completely shut off from WWE television. And now I'm an AEW show. That's it.
I just don't know how you can. I don't know how you can accept that and be okay. I just don't know how you can watch that and say, "Damn, that was good television." Like I just don't know. I don't know how you can say that.
And it's
I don't know.
Like, okay, yeah, we're not in the creative room. We don't know how hard it could be. Whatever. Okay, but you are legit dropping the ball on certain things. Like Dominic Mysterio, like you mentioned, having a feud with Danhausen, which okay, sure, whatever. It's comedy. It's fun. Whatever. But he literally beat John Cena in John Cena's last PLE. Like, he beat him before Gunther beat him. He was the last person to have a match and beat John Cena and win the IC title back. And they did nothing after that with him. They did nothing. Nothing at all. He's booked better on AAA than he is in WWE television. He's booked like a star in AAA. And maybe Undertaker is just better at booking him. I don't know, but he's built so much. He's booked so much better in AAA than he is in regular WWE television. That there's like a big misconnect. That it's like, do they just not understand how to book him? But then you look around the roster, and it's not just Dom. It's Braun Breaker, who is now the third or fourth most important person in the division. He's behind Austin Theory. He's behind Maxine. He's behind Logan Paul. This is crazy. Like, he is now the fourth most important person in the group that he was supposed to take over. Like, they just don't know what to do. And then Jacob Fatu, another one. We hot as fish grease. The crowd wanted him to be champion. Crowd was so behind him. And what they do, they just make him bow down to Roman Reigns. And now he's just part of the bloodline. He barely gets to talk on the shows. He doesn't have any like hot moments. He just comes out and helps Roman, comes out and helps the Usos. Now he's in a random 6-man tag match. Like, meh. I
just hope there's more story behind this, man.
I will say, though, one person I got to give a shout out to who's been killing it on WWE, Solo Sikoa, man. Solo Sikoa has been doing so good in this new role. I think he's a natural babyface, honestly. I think he gives me Rock vibes, like the way that he talks, the way that he does his promos. Seems very confident on the mic. I hope they don't do a swerve. I hope he doesn't end up joining the bloodline or something, because I think this is like his path to stardom. He's been and I feel like they've been prepping him for this for a long time. Like, he's always been around the main event scene, you know, whether it be with Roman. He had the feud with Cody when Cody won the title. He always main events the house shows too. So like they know what they have with him. I hope that they keep him in that main event spot if he becomes a full blown babyface, because I think he could be the answer to what they want like a LA Knight to be. I think Solo Sikoa has more of that natural charisma instead of, like, when it comes to LA Knight, I always feel like it's a little forced. Right. But Solo Sikoa seems a little more natural when he's on the mic. You could tell that he's just like, this is just him. He's just a silly guy. It works. It's funny. And he could still kick your ass at the end of the day. So it's great. It's a great character that he's working with right now. Yeah, man. Absolutely. I do agree with that. I think Solo's doing. See, I'm not a dirty hater. No, exactly. I'm trying. We show some love when it's deserved. We definitely show some love when it's deserved. And I think this will be a good segue into showing some love with what Grayson Waller did on NXT this past Wednesday, man. Yeah. Wow.
pipe bomb. Wasn't expecting to see him on TV ever again. But you know what? He's a bit undeniable, bro. I'm gonna point this out to you. He's in some of the best shape he's ever been in.
Yeah,
and he was in good shape even when he was in the ring and being active. He's decent on the mic. He's got personality. In ring is not bad. I think they need to package him and put together something for him that's got some juice or some meat to it in terms of like something meaningful, something that could really exploit his talents. And the pipe bomb was pretty impressive, man. I thought it was solid. But here's my thing, Joe. And I think this goes back to just how we feel sometimes about WWE currently.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if I have faith in WWE to do what's right for Grayson Waller. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, first of all, shout out to Grayson Waller. Like, that was a really good promo. And it was a long promo. I think it was like 8 minutes long. And he was
8 minutes, man.
Yeah, like he was just speaking from the heart. You could tell it was real frustrations that he's dealt with. He basically said the last 2 years of his career have been wasted. He called out a bunch of people, took shots at Austin Theory. He took shots at the NXT locker room, the men's division. And I really like that he did that too. I like that he shouted out the women. And then he was like, yeah, the men's kind of suck, and it's true. And that's what a lot of the fans have been saying. Like, the NXT men's division has been lacking for a while now. Tony D'Angelo as the world champion, he's been fine, but it kind of seems like he became the champion just by default because no one else was there, right? Braun Breaker got moved up, Trick Williams got moved up, Carmelo Hayes got moved up, Obafemi got moved up, Ricky Saints got moved up. So it's like, let's give it to Tony D since he's been here the longest. Exactly. So Grayson Waller calling that out, and I think it was a good promo. I could see where they're going with it. I have faith that since it's NXT, Shawn Michaels is going to cook. He always cooks when it comes to NXT. I don't know how he's going to translate over to the main roster. I don't know if they'll let him, have a live mic on the main roster like that. But if I was dumb in WWE, and I was talking to a couple of friends of mine earlier today, I would use him as my answer to MJF. You could have him be this type of character who just speaks his frustrations. It could be work, shoot, whatever it is, and then just backs it up in the ring. He's good enough in the ring. He could cheat to win still. He could be a heel, do all that stuff, but like, have him have a microphone every week and just talk shit. And people are going to slowly be like, yo, who is this guy? Why is he like, he's calling everybody out? And then eventually you could have him call out a Cody Rhodes, call out a CM Punk, and then little by little, this is how you build a new main event player. And I think he has the chops to do it. He's, like you said, he's in great shape. He's pretty good in the ring. I would say he's above average in the ring. Like, he's every time Grayson Waller has a match, I'm always like, damn, he always pulls out some impressive move, some type of athleticism that I haven't seen before. So he definitely has the chops in the ring, and he's confident. He's confident on the mic, and I think that's like the number one thing you need as a wrestler. So if I was dumb, you can't get MJF right now. He's signed under contract for God knows how long. Hopefully Tony Khan locked him up for the next 30 years. You're right. So if you can't get MJF, hey, I'm going to make my own MJF. And it doesn't have to be a comparison, whatever. Obviously, MJF is a once-in-a-generation talent, but you could have a version of that. You could have a person who speaks from the heart, just talk shit, might blur the lines a little bit, and at the end of the day, just be a really shitty heel. I think that could be Grayson Waller. He has that punchable face kind of still. You could tell he knows how to push buttons the great way. So like, I could see him one day calling out a Cody Rhodes and talking about how Cody Rhodes is like a Nepo baby, or just start doing all these things that like push the buttons a little too much, blur the lines a little. And now you have a brand new star. So hopefully that's what ends up happening. I don't have faith that this will happen on the main roster. I don't think the main roster, for some reason, they're so scared to try new shit, which is good. It's good that we have NXT and we have AAA, because it feels like they could kind of just do whatever they want. There's no rules. I guess they're not tied as much to like their sponsors and TKO and all that stuff. They're not paying attention to it. So it seems like they could do a little more and experiment a little more. So if this is what it is and he just ends up being an NXT character for now, I'm happy for it. And I think that men's division needs that. Hey, if I'm dumb, I give them the NXT title as soon as possible.
I'm not mad at
that. They need a shot in the arm over there. You give Grayson Waller the NXT title at the next PLE, and then you have him and the former Mike Santana feud. Cruz Montoya.
Cruz Montana.
Whatever you do, David.
Yeah.
But yeah, Grayson Waller versus Mike Santana. That's a good feud right there for the NXT title. I think that's what I would do if I was Sean. Just have Grayson Waller win that belt off Tony D, and then Grayson Waller versus Mike Santana is your feud leading into Stand and Deliver or whatever the big PLE is.
That's not bad. That's good booking right there. That's good booking. And yeah, man, listen, shout outs to Grayson and Cruz. Hopefully those two can do something for that men's division. Like we said earlier, it's kind of lacking over there, man. The women are killing it, but the men is just suffering. It's not good. But that's the place where you got to work all that stuff out. If you're going to do it there, if you're going to do it there. And speaking of NXT, just a sidebar before we end, Soruka needs to make her way back to NXT.
Damn.
Your girl is painful to watch in the ring.
Damn.
She looks like a deer with caught in the headlights. The matches are sloppy.
Holy shit.
She's got to learn how to wrestle and not just do spots. I was a fan of Soruka in NXT. But she's got the Rhea syndrome. The bright lights got her just shook. She's like, she's doing one of those.
I was definitely,
I don't know, man.
I was surprised that they called her up so early because I feel like there's other women. There's other women down there that I feel like are ready than her.
Still down there, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, like I think Jada could probably still cook a little bit in NXT, but I think like Kalani Jordan, I think she's ready for the main roster. Lola Vice, I think, is ready for the main roster. So like you could have had Dumb come up instead of Soruka, but I guess they see something in Soruka. But shout out to Raquel Rodriguez for winning that IC title. I didn't watch it because I shut off Raw, but I shut off Raw after that terrible segment. I'm going to keep saying that I shut off Raw after that terrible segment. So I didn't get to see the title change. But shout out to Raquel Rodriguez for winning that IC title.
Match was painful, but I'm happy for Raquel, man. and Soul needs to head back into the basics, man.
Damn.
Like they can't keep relying on Soul to do spot after spot when she's botching after botching, and it makes her look bad, and it makes her look incapable of performing in a ring, bright lights, massive crowd. It exposes her. And I think she needs to learn how to just do traditional wrestling moves on top of that and get very comfortable with the fact that she's on national television, speaking on a mic, delivering promos that's going to further develop story. She's got to get comfortable with that, man, and she's not. And it's I don't need to see anymore because it's been like this. That's been the consistent story since she's been on the main roster. Is that something's just not right? It ain't there. She's even with Becky, man. Becky couldn't even do it for her. So like, if you can't work with Becky and Becky can't make you shine, then I got nothing for you. We go back to the basics. I'm not saying get rid of her. I'm saying she needs to like do dark matches. Put her on main event against Julia. How's that? Put her on main event. She could use that. She could use that. Joel, man, any final words, man, before we end?
Nah, man. We are officially on the road to All In. I'm excited. AEW's cooking right now. You know, obviously I'm gonna say that with my name. but yeah, we'll see what happens with SummerSlam. I'll try to catch it, and we'll be back next week to discuss everything that comes out of it.
Yes, sir. Listen, man, thank you for joining us for episode 142 of On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
You have just listened to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, a Scriptly adapted production. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube at On the Mark Wrestling. And email us on onthemarkpodcast@gmail.com.